Good morning, class. What we're going to do today is we're going to make a grid on our piece of paper. First, you want to make sure to turn your paper portrait style, like I have here. We're going to use a ruler, and you want to take your ruler and make sure that it is lined up with the edge of the paper, so that the very edge of the ruler is right on the very edge. The other end should be down at the 12. Then we're going to make a tiny little vertical, straight up and down tick mark at every inch. The inch is that long line after the number until you get down there to the 10, and then it's the long line between the 1 and the 0 and the 1 and the 1 on 11. You don't need to make a mark at 12 because that's just the end of the paper. Okay, then we're going to slide our paper down, and you're going to line your ruler up at the bottom of your paper as well. Once you get it lined up, again, you want to make sure that the very edge of your ruler is lined up with the edge of your paper. And then it should end somewhere down there by the 12. Same thing again. What we're going to do is put a little tiny vertical tick mark at every inch. So again, that long line right after the number till you get to the 10, and then it's the line between. Once you're done, now we can use our ruler to use the marks at the top and the bottom to draw straight lines across. The key is to make sure that your ruler is touching the little tick mark. So you can see here I have my ruler lined up so it's touching the mark at the top. And you can see it's also touching that first mark down here at the bottom. Now I'm ready to draw my line. And this is how you're going to hold your ruler if you're right-handed. If you're right-handed, you're going to hold it down with your left hand and hold your pencil straight up and down and just slide it real quickly. You don't press hard. You want a nice light line like I've drawn here. So again, then you're going to move to the next set of dots. So I'm going to make sure that my ruler is touching the dot at the top and the bottom, and so you can see me kind of adjusting it back and forth here. Making sure it's touching the dot at the top, making sure that it's touching the dot at the bottom, and then again I'm going to hold my pencil straight up and down, and I'm just going to slide it along the edge of the ruler there to make a nice light straight line. And I'm going to keep repeating that all the way across. If you're left-handed, you want to hold the ruler a little bit differently. If you're left-handed, you're going to hold the ruler on the right side of the dots with your right hand so that you can draw easily with your left hand. But it's basically the same thing. Again, make sure that your ruler is touching that little dot up there at the top and that little dot down there at the bottom. And then you're going to do the same exact thing, except this time you're holding the ruler with your right hand, and you're going to take your pencil straight up and down and roll it across the side of the ruler. Nice and lightly. Don't make a heavy dark line. Okay, and then I'm just going to show you one more time. Make sure it's touching the dot at the top, touching the dot at the bottom, and then you hold your pencil straight up and down and lightly run it along the edge of the ruler. Don't push against the ruler or you'll slide the ruler all the way across. So once you've done with that, you're going to continue your lines across the paper like I have done, connecting all of those dots all the way across the page. Then what we're going to do is we're going to make a set of lines going the opposite way. So now you're going to turn your paper landscape style so it's nice and wide. You're going to take your ruler, and again, you want to make sure that the edge of your ruler is touching the edge of your paper up near the top. And then the other end of the ruler should be close to the end of the page. If it's a little off, it's okay. Then we're going to make little tiny vertical tick marks at each inch again. And remember, the mark for the inch is that long line after the number till you get to the 10, and then it's that long line in between the two numbers. You're going to keep making tick marks till you get to the 17. So you can see I have 17 marks across here. Then I'm going to slide my ruler down to the bottom, line it up with the bottom edge of the paper. Again, make sure that the edge of your ruler is lined up with that very edge of the paper. Okay, so it's lined up with the edge right there, and again the other end is down at the other end of that ruler. Vertical tick marks at every inch. And these little tick marks, they don't have to be very big. You're just making little small marks so you know where to line your ruler up at. And again, you're going to go all the way till you get to the 17. Okay, now we're going to do basically the same thing we did before. We're going to line the ruler up with the first mark at the top and the first mark at the bottom. Again, it's really important to make sure that it is touching both marks. Hold your ruler down and then lightly slide your pencil across the edge of your ruler. And then you're going to keep doing this, and you're going to go all the way across your page until you're done. So if you're not sure, you can watch me finish this one. Then you're going to do the same thing on your paper. You can see I'm not pressing down hard with my pencil. I'm just real quickly and real lightly sliding it along the edge. Okay, and when you get all done, you should have a nice even grid on your paper. All of your boxes should be close to 1 inch by 1 inch. And that's what it's going to look like.